Everything you thought was just rumors was actually real. The MO3 murder case just exploded wide open. And guess who's at the center? Yella Beazy. For 5 years, he walked free, smiling, touring. But now he's facing life. New evidence, new witnesses, and it all points in one direction. Today we're diving deep into the beef that started it all, the moment it turned deadly, and what this shocking update means for Yella Beazy's future. This case just got real, and it's darker than you think. In the Dallas rap scene of the late 2010s, two names dominated the conversation: MO3 and Yella Beazy. Coming from opposing sides of the city, these two figures emerged as the undisputed kings of Dallas's thriving gangster rap movement. MO3, born Melvin Abdul Noble Jr., grew up in the harsh streets of North Dallas, an area he nicknamed North Afghanistan, due to its dangerous reputation. Growing up with a single mother in extreme poverty, MO3 often found himself without food or stable housing. By his own admission, MO3 got involved in the street life early. At just 12 years old, he stole his first gun from his cousin. By 14, he had caught his first aggravated robbery charge. His teenage years were marked by stints in juvenile detention centers, and he would later claim to have been through every correctional facility Dallas ever built. It wasn't until he was facing a potential 45-year sentence at age 17 that MO3 decided to take his father's advice and channel his experiences into music rather than continuing his life of crime. Beginning in 2013 with tracks like Hold Your Tongue, MO3 built a reputation for his versatility, able to both sing melodic hooks and deliver hard-hitting rap verses. His mixtape, Shatas Reloaded, would later spend 26 weeks on the Billboard R&B and hip-hop albums chart. On the other side of Dallas, in the Oak Cliff neighborhood, Yella Beazy, born Marky's DeAndre Conway, was building his own empire. Like MO3, Beazy faced tragedy early in life. His father was murdered outside their family home on Mother's Day when Beazy was just 12 years old. Beazy found his calling in rap at age 13, inspired by artists like Boozy Badazz and Kevin Gates. After several mixtapes, he landed his first hit in 2015 with Trappin' Designer, followed by his monster breakthrough, That's On Me, in 2017. This track would spend 20 weeks on the Billboard charts, peaking at number 56, and its all-star remix has racked up over 270 million views on YouTube to date. Initially, there seemed to be little tension between these rising stars. They were even photographed together early in their careers, and in interviews from 2016, Yella Beazy included MO3 in his top 5 Dallas rappers.
I want to hear your top 5 DFW. Who's the hottest right now?
In the city?
In the city, right now. Your top 5. Not my top 5, not the fat lady's top 5 over there, not the little young niggas top 5. I want to hear Yella Beazy's top 5 in the city right now.
It gotta be Freddie, Ye, Lil Yayo, MO3.
MO3 would later tell interviewer Shan Cotton that he and Beazy had a misunderstanding, but had met up and worked things out. But as both artists' careers accelerated, the Dallas rap scene wasn't big enough for both of them. What began as competitive tension would eventually spiral into one of the deadliest rap beefs in recent memory. The first public signs of serious trouble came in 2018, when Yella Beazy was shot multiple times while driving on the Sam Rayburn Tollway. Beazy survived the attack, which he would later reference in his music, including in his 2019 hit, Back at It Again, where he rapped about the shooting and implied there would be retaliation. By July 2019, the beef had escalated to the point where MO3 was allegedly removed from a concert at the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. a venue where Yella Beazy was performing. MO3 broadcast his own arrest on Instagram Live, claiming that he was being thrown out because Beazy didn't want him there. Beazy would later deny that MO3 was ever officially booked for the show, calling it a publicity stunt. The day after this incident, Beazy appeared in a DJ Vlad interview, claiming he didn't know who MO3 was. An obvious slight that further inflamed tensions.
After we did the interview with you, I interviewed MO3.
Who?
MO3.
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Well, I asked about the shooting, and he said there's no beef, but he said you just gotta stay out the way. It's real out here, and don't know who that is.
No, I don't know who Buddy is.
Okay.
Yeah. Where you from?
I think he's from the same place you're from, same area.
Dallas?
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah.
MO3 responded the following day with the track Let Me Find Out, directly addressing Beazy and threatening violence. Over the next year, the beef continued to play out through diss tracks, social media posts, and physical confrontations. At one point, MO3 even suggested settling their differences in a celebrity boxing match. But the streets of Dallas had a different resolution in mind. On November 11, 2020, MO3 was driving on Interstate 35 near the Dallas Zoo when he was pursued by a suspect in a black car. Attempting to escape, MO3 crashed his vehicle and fled on foot across the highway. The gunman followed and shot MO3 multiple times in broad daylight. He was pronounced dead at a local hospital. He was 28 years old. The brazen daylight shooting shocked the hip-hop community, but no immediate arrests were made. In February 2021, a suspect named Qan Dontrell White was arrested and charged with MO3's murder. White was allegedly the triggerman, but authorities continued investigating whether someone had ordered the hit. For years, speculation swirled about who might have wanted MO3 dead. The case seemed to go cold after White's arrest, until March 9, 2025, when Dallas police and the FBI made a stunning announcement. Yella Beazy had been arrested and charged with capital murder in connection with MO3's death. According to court documents released following Beazy's arrest, prosecutors allege that he paid White $10,000 to carry out the hit on MO3. The indictment claims that Beazy and White exchanged a series of text messages in the days leading up to the murder, with Beazy providing MO3's location and instructing White on how to approach him. The prosecution's case hinges largely on these text messages, which were recovered from White's phone after his arrest in 2021. White initially denied any connection to Beazy, but in a plea deal finalized in late 2024, he agreed to testify against Beazy in exchange for a reduced sentence of 40 years instead of life without parole. According to White's testimony, Beazy approached him through a mutual associate in October 2020, asking if he would handle a problem for a substantial payment. White claims that Beazy provided him with information about MO3's regular locations and movements, and even gave him access to a tracking device that had been placed on MO3's car. Prosecutors also presented evidence from Beazy's phone showing that he had searched for news about MO3's murder multiple times in the hours before the story broke publicly, suggesting he had prior knowledge of the attack. Additionally, cell tower data placed Beazy's phone near the location where White alleges they met to discuss the hit just 2 days before the murder. Perhaps most damning is a recorded prison call between White and an associate, in which White can be heard saying, "Yellow knows he owes me, and I took care of that problem for him. Now he needs to take care of me." Prosecutors argue this is clear reference to the murder-for-hire arrangement. Beazy's defense team has vehemently denied all charges, calling the case a fabrication built on the word of a convicted killer looking to reduce his own sentence. They point out that the alleged text messages between Beazy and White were deleted and later recovered through forensic analysis, raising questions about their authenticity. Beazy's attorneys have also highlighted the lack of direct evidence placing their client at the scene of the crime and argue that the cell tower data only shows Beazy was in a general area of Dallas, where he frequently conducts business. As for the searches about MO3's death, the defense claims Beazy was simply following news about a fellow artist from his city, as many others were doing that day. The case has sent shockwaves through the Dallas hip-hop community and beyond. While beefs between rappers are common, they rarely escalate to murder charges against major artists. If convicted of capital murder in Texas, Beazy could face either life imprisonment without parole or the death penalty. Since his arrest, Beazy has been held at the Dallas County Jail. His initial bail hearing was contentious, with prosecutors arguing that he posed a flight risk due to his financial resources and the severity of the charges. However, in a surprising development on April 2, 2025, a judge granted Beazy bail at $5 million, with strict conditions including house arrest, electronic monitoring, and the surrender of his passport. To secure his release, Beazy's legal team had to prove he could post the bail amount and would not flee. According to court documents, Beazy put up several properties as collateral, including his mansion in North Texas, valued at over $2 million. Additionally, several unnamed investors in his music career contributed to the bail amount, demonstrating their belief in his innocence, or at least their desire to protect their investment in his career. The conditions of Beazy's release are extremely restrictive. He is confined to his home, except for court appearances and meetings with his legal team. He wears an ankle monitor at all times and is prohibited from using social media or contacting any witnesses in the case. He also cannot perform or record new music that references MO3, the case, or any violent content. Beazy's first court appearance following his release occurred on April 15, 2025. During this preliminary hearing, his defense team filed several motions to suppress evidence, including the recovered text messages and the prison call recording. They argued that the evidence was obtained without proper warrants and that White's testimony was coerced as part of his plea deal. The prosecution countered by presenting additional evidence not previously disclosed publicly. This included surveillance footage allegedly showing Beazy meeting with White at a gas station near Dallas the night before the murder. In the footage, the two men appear to have a brief conversation before Beazy hands White what prosecutors claim was a down payment for the hit. As the case moves toward trial, scheduled to begin in September 2025, both sides are preparing for what will likely be one of the most high-profile murder trials in hip-hop history. The prosecution has indicated they will not seek the death penalty, but Beazy still faces the possibility of life without parole if convicted. The case raises troubling questions about the nature of rap beef in the streaming era. Did the public feuding between these artists on social media and in their music create an environment where violence seemed inevitable? Were both men trapped in a cycle of escalation driven by their images as authentic street figures? Could either one have backed down without losing credibility with their fans? As we await the trial that will determine Yella Beazy's fate, this case serves as a stark reminder of how quickly music industry competition can turn deadly when mixed with street politics and personal animosity. What began as two talented artists from the same city who might have collaborated and elevated Dallas's profile in hip-hop instead became a cautionary tale of rivalry gone too far. The question remains, if Beazy is indeed guilty, what pushed him to take such an extreme step? Was it a calculated business decision to eliminate competition? Or was it personal revenge for some perceived slight? And if he's innocent, who else might have wanted MO3 dead badly enough to set up an elaborate murder-for-hire plot? After hearing all this, what do you really think? Do you think Yella Beazy ordered the hit, or is he being set up? As always, stay safe and lock your doors.